Padaki. Chat. Can you hear me, Mataji? Is that audible?
Yeah, Mataji.
Okay. Share the screen. Yeah, I've opened few things. We are here, right? 15th verse. Bhagavatam chapter 3, Canto 3, chapter 9, Brahma's prayers for creative energy, verse 15. Yasyavatara gunakarma vidambanani namani yesu vigame vivasya grunhanti tenaika janma samalam sahasaiva hitva samyanti apavrutamrutam tam ajam prapadye. Anyone wants to recite?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat pranams.
Yasyavatara gunakarma vidambanani namani yesu vigame vivasha grinanti tenaika janma shamalan sahasaiva hitva samyantyapa vritam tam ajam prapadye. Thank you, Mataji.
Translation. Someone wants to read? Shobha Mataji wants to read translation.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji, translation by Yesi Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Let me take shelter of the lotus feet of him whose incarnations, qualities and activities are mysterious imitations of worldly affairs, one who invokes his transcendental names, even unconsciously, at the time he quits this life, is certainly washed immediately of the sins of many, many births and attains him without fail. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Should I read the Prabhupada?
Anyone else can read, Mataji? Otherwise, you
Hare
can read.
Krishna. Mataji, may I read, Mataji?
Yes,
Dandavat
please.
Pranam. Thank you,
Dandavat
Mataji.
Pranams, Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. The activities of the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are a kind of imitation of the activities going on in the material world. He is just like an actor on a stage. An actor imitates the activities of a king on stage. Although actually he is not the king, similarly, when the Lord incarnates, he imitates parts with which he has nothing to do. In Bhagavad Gita 4.14, it is said that the Lord has nothing to do with the activities in which he is supposedly engaged. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha. The Lord is omnipotent. Simply by his will, he can perform anything and everything. When the Lord appeared as Lord Krishna, he played the part of the son of Yashoda and Nanda, and he lifted the Govardhana hill. Although lifting a hill is not his concern, he can lift millions of Govardhana hills by his simple desire. He does not need to lift it with his hand, but he imitates the ordinary living entity by this lifting. And at the same time, he exhibits his supernatural power. Thus, his name is chanted as the lifter of Govardhana hill, of Sri Govardhana or Sri Govardhanadari. Therefore, his acts in his incarnation and his partiality to the devotees are all imitations only, just like the stage makeup of an expert dramatical player. His acts in that capacity. His acts in that capacity, however, are all omnipotent, and the remembrance of such activities of the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is as powerful as the Lord Himself. Ajamila remembered the holy name of the Lord, Narayana, by merely calling the name of his son Narayana, and that gave him a complete opportunity to achieve the highest perfection of life. Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for reciting. So now we are at a situation where Lord Brahma is offering his humble obeisances to the Supreme Lord, that's Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Yeah, so he is offering his obeisances, and he is offering to such person who is actually the ultimate enjoyer. He is the one who is in that pastime of, how he is with gopis in the Rasa Leela, like that, in that position where he is. So Brahma is completely taking the shelter of the Supreme Lord here. So he is, trying to make us understand, like, through the purports. Now the situation for us is to understand now in this material world, how we are also, getting up in the morning and trying to do our day-to-day activities. Now Brahma is showing with his example how he is offering his prayers to Supreme Personality of Godhead in that mode of fully surrendering and, trying to understand how we all get relieved from the sinful reactions. So in general, we all are, wanting to enjoy. Everyone want to desire to enjoy only, right? So nobody wants to suffer in this material. I mean, we don't like to suffer, but this material world is meant for us to suffer only. Due to our conditioning with three modes of material nature, we are constantly battling in this material world. So we don't understand what is the cause of our suffering. And if we try to understand this is all because of our sinful activities we did, and then we subjected to a lot of punishments and pains like that. And then these punishments will come to us in three different ways. Generally, we do experience different kind of, pains throughout our day-to-day life. Sometimes it is intense, sometimes not. Can anyone guess what are those three types of punishments someone will get in general in this
Adhyatmika,
material?
Adi Bhautika, and
Adhyatmika,
Adi
Adivika, and
Daivik.
Adivika.
Yeah, so like that. So Adhyatmika means the suffering is coming from
Mental, one's own
One's own mind.
one's
Body
own
and
body
mind.
and mind. Yeah. So like that, we may accidentally, contemplate on some things in our mind, and then we don't know, and we will be dragged to something else, and then because of that we will face some reactions. Yeah. So it is all at individual level. Then there is Adi Daivika, which is, coming from,
Demigods.
yeah, demigods or some,
Demigods.
earthquake.
earthquakes, epidemics, droughts, wars. Now so many wars going on like that. Yeah. So this is, it's an incident which we will face because of collective karma. Like, some of us will be involved and we will get some reactions. Either it could be family or in some situation where we don't know each other. So like that, So this kind of pains we do get. And then there is another one called Adi Bhautika. That is, which we get from other living entities. This could also be an individual level, but yeah, you get, like, example, if mosquito bites, then you will be facing with, getting malaria, and then, like that, you will face pain. So what could be the reason? Can any one of us get free from these sufferings?
No, Mataji.
No much.
No.
So we need to solve the problem for this suffering, right? There should be some solution to solve the problem. Otherwise, we keep on suffering, isn't it? So there is no difference between all of us, but only the intensity is different. And sometimes we have less miseries, sometimes of more miseries due to our own past karma, either individual or collective. But the important thing to find out is how to solve this problem. It's important. So solution is there, like how Lord Brahma is, praying to Vishnu, Mahavishnu there. That is, the solution is coming through the prayers of Lord Brahma only. So if someone remembers, like what Mataji was just before the session was discussing, you all were, engrossed in talking about chanting. So if someone remembers the Lord's name somehow or the other during the day or any time, and, if you keep that as a practice, and then at the end of our lifetime, unconsciously also, if you do, take the name of the Lord, either, he or she chant the name of the Lord, then the gate for immortality opens. That means what this verse says, mainly this verse is pointing about that one, right? What is the word it is mentioned here? See, amritam. So immortality is there. So that gate for immortality has to open. That will happen only when we try to understand what is immortality. And then if we try to be less intelligent and think about giving importance to this body, and then, if you think that, okay, if you do this, we will go there, here, and also, elevated to the heavenly planets. But even if such kind of understanding is there, if you do pious activities, go to heavenly planets, we know, right? We all know, we've been hearing whoever has read Bhagavad Gita, they would know by now, right? What happens if you get pious deeds or accumulate some pious karma?
We go to heavenly planets, Mataji.
Yeah, we go to heavenly planets. And what happens after that?
Again, we fall down, Prabhuji.
Yeah, we fall down again. So when the pious activity is finished, we fall down. So it is said in Bhagavad Gita also that, right from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, is all place of misery only. Repeated birth and death is there. So except in his own abode, Lord's abode, no one never, never takes birth again like that. Yeah. So we know examples from the Shastra how Hiranyakashipu was doing tapasyas to become immortal, and Lord Brahma couldn't give this boon to him. So like that. So what we have to do is, less intelligent people will be fully focusing on bodily concept of life, and they may aim to go to these higher planets or get some material benefits or boons, something like that. How Hiranyakashipu is aspiring, but intelligent person should not do that. Intelligent person always try to situate in the position where they will try to identify what they have to do so that they reach that supreme, abode, Goloka Vrindavan, and then they have to identify the eternal constitutional position before they go there. So that is the intelligent person should do. And then what is the process to do that? The process is to surrender to Krishna, and you become the servant of the Lord, like that. We don't need to perform severe austerities like how Hiranyakashipu did. We just have to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So that is what is very important. So intelligent people try to situate in a position where they will try to identify their spiritual identity, and then they surrender to Krishna and then become servant of the Krishna. So we have to give up this false identity and become humble, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahare. So all of us should think as if we are, lower than the grass, more tolerant than a tree, don't expect any honor, always prepared to give respect to everybody. Then, easily chant the holy name of the Lord, like that. So this is a recommendation or instruction given by Mahaprabhu to us. It's Shastakam. So we have to follow this and then chant. So question may come to us that despite of serving, some devotees may leave the movement, fall down, things like that we may hear. What could be the reason? Can we understand from that? Anyone can think about it. What could be the reason?
I didn't understand, Mataji, the question.
The question may come to us like, okay, we have to humbly chant and take the name of the Lord, thinking like we are lower than the grass, and try to be tolerant than a tree and don't expect any honor, give respect to others always, like that. But we have to surrender, serve. All this we have been hearing. But no, we might get a question that sometimes we do see devotees, they may practice few things, but they may leave or they may fall down also. So things like that will happen. So what could be the reason for them they fall down like that?
Vaishnava
Vaishnava
Offenses.
The Vaishnava
Not chanting for the modes of nature, Mataji, effectively.
could be modes of nature, could be previous some kind of, you're chanting the Lord's name, but still you're not supposed to get your karmic reactions. But yeah, so the reason could be that they are not completely surrendered. You may be doing mechanically, but surrender means you have to understand that you are not the controller, proprietor, maintainer. You can't lord it over this material nature. Krishna is controlling all of us. Then, in any situation, if you have this Trinadapi Sunichena means full surrender. If you have this kind of attitude and mood, then Krishna will give you protection in any situation. And there is no question of falling down. So surrender doesn't mean that you have to surrender to only people whom you love. Like, Krishna is there, but Krishna's devotees are also very important. So you have to surrender to them also. Like some devotees may be focusing only Krishna, but no one else, that's not the right way. So you have to surrender to your gurus, Siksha gurus, Diksha gurus. There is another guru called Vartmaka Pradakshina Guru, someone who would have been introduced to Krishna consciousness and unknowingly would have taken up Krishna consciousness. But you don't forget being gratitude or grateful to such that person also. And you have to surrender to your community, your family members, your temple authorities, not just only to guru and not just only to people who are advanced in situation. Any Vaishnava, you just that serving the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, like that. What Mahaprabhu instructed us in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Krishna is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent everywhere. We should have full faith like this in Krishna. When we chant, we just have to be very calm and relaxed and just hear only Mahamantra, nothing else. Nothing should hit our mind with unwanted things happening everywhere around, even in our home kitchen also. So nothing should. And then we should think about Krishna, chanting and requesting to engage us in the seva without expecting anything, just under the guidance of Krishna's devotees. So this process is very simple to follow. Then Brahma is saying that devotees are submissively surrender, and they understand these extraordinary activities that Krishna is performing. So people who surrender completely, they understand these mysterious appearances and activities of the Supreme Lord, which he is performing through his various incarnations. They are like Prabhupada says that they are like acts like a play or a drama on the stage, like that. Yeah. If a poor person gets to get a chance to play like a king, he looks like a real king, right? So, but we have to understand Krishna from a mood of surrender. Like when we see from the pastime of Damodar Leela, which we are going to release very soon in a week, that how Krishna is stealing butter. Does he really need to steal butter? He can provide whole universe this butter unlimitedly. But he's doing this because to give pleasure to his devotee, Mother Yashoda. Mother Yashoda chasing him, running away. And then when she's chasing, he's running away in fear, just like a thief. And she catches and he cries. Does he at all need to be fearful and cry and be afraid of her? He's acting. But he's an expert actor like that. So he's doing that because he's giving pleasure to his devotees. So like that we hear from the pastime of Damodar Leela, right? And what is he doing by doing that? That pastime of Lord is, he is actually drowning all the inhabitants of Golok Vrunda, Gokula in full of ecstasy. That they are fully absorbed in the Supreme Lord's thoughts, and they are, all the devotees are, their love is being bound by, they bond Krishna like that with their love. So that way, that is what, we need to. And then to such Lord, we pay hundreds of obeisances like that. Satyavata Muni says, I offer my obeisances to Lord Damodara hundreds and hundreds of times, like that. So like Lord Brahma is also here offering his obeisances. These activities of Krishna are simple, and then they inspire all of us when we really, give our, lend our ear and fully observe in hearing. So through hearing, you can actually see Krishna, because through hearing, Krishna enters in your heart, and then when heart, by that hearing process continuously, heart get cleansed, all the anarthas go, and then Krishna will be locked up in your heart, and then you will be able to see Krishna pastimes in a different way. So like that, so Krishna is giving pleasure to all his devotees who are surrendered completely. In the pastime of Krishna Leelas, how cowherd boys were protected in the forest fire. All the cowherd boys, they were in a surrendered mood. They just asked Krishna to protect. There is no other way. So our mood should be like that only when we chant. We have no other way. That, in this Kali Yuga, there is no other way to chant other than chanting. So that's the only way to get out of this material world. So Krishna protected these cowherd boys. He just asked them to close eyes, and then that's it. He devoured the full forest fire, and that's it. Krishna protected. So Krishna is there. So just like how cowherd boys is calling out to Krishna, like that we have to call out to Krishna and help, and he will come and save us. So you should always remember Krishna, never forget. If you take shelter of Krishna, he will protect. So with that faith only we should surrender. Not that, keeping a plan B, and then if this doesn't happen, that will happen, and we keep our own plans and keep Krishna plan aside. It will not work. We should go align with Krishna's plan, and then that way we will get Krishna mercy. We see examples of how Draupadi got mercy, how Uttara got mercy. They are unconditionally surrendering fully. So Draupadi, right, in that
Assembly, Mataji.
Yeah, in the assembly, when she was being distraught, that time she was holding with one hand her sari and crying out until she raised both her hands and fully surrendered Krishna to protect her. And then she was thinking of everyone else to protect. Only when Krishna, when Draupadi thought of Krishna immediately raised both hands, then only Krishna could come. And we see how Uttara was helpless state. She was running for Krishna's protection when Ashwatthama released Brahmastra, and then Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of Uttara, and Krishna was leaving from Hastinapur to Dwaraka. Krishna protected her, gone into her womb in the thumb size, and so send a Sudarshan Chakra to encounter the Brahmastra, like that. So unconditional surrender is very important. And then, we have to be in a mood like, again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, so we have to be in a mood that no one but Krishna is my Lord will save me. Though he handles me roughly or embrace me or make me broken-hearted, not being present before me, we may think like that, but we have to be completely free to do anything and everything for Krishna. He should be our worshipable object unconditionally, like that. So if we are in that situation, then we will be able to understand all the various incarnations, activities, and qualities of the Lord, how they are wonderful, like that. So to get to that stage, only we should have is faith in Krishna. That is the first anka of bhakti, have faith. Then sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya is very important, ongoing. Anartha nivritti will be a long way, but like that. So you might have heard this analogy or a small thing, like how in a jaws of a cat, if there is a rat, how the rat feels. How the rat feels.
Yes, Mataji.
It's completely death personified to the rat. So anytime it might be killed, and then the cat may kill, and then like that, all the cat, tiger, they all grab the other living entities whom they aspire for, and then grab their neck and twist and kill and drink their blood, like that. So cat carrying a rat is death personification to a rat. But if a cat carry a baby kitten, it's different, right? So
Protection.
like that. So this material world is like cat carrying a rat in the catching hold of the neck. But if you surrender to Krishna, it will be not like that. It will just like cat carrying a kitten. So we should understand, and then these holy names are very merciful. That's what we have a message here, that one who chants the holy name of the Lord, whose incarnations, qualities, and activities are mysterious, even unconsciously, if you chant at the time of the death, you will be freed from the sins and you will attain him. And we, in the purport, Prabhupada has given us the example of Ajamila. I think you all know the pastime of Ajamila, right?
Yes, Mataji.
I hope
Yes,
everybody knows.
Yes,
Forum, how Ajamila was. That is what Prabhupada is, giving us, making us to understand. Just he got the benefit. Yamadutas, Vishnudutas had a terrific fight, and then Vishnudutas win to take Ajamila back to Lord, like that. So we should, that intense mood is required to surrender. Now we go to the 16th verse. Anyone wants to recite this verse?
Mataji, may I?
Yes, please, Mataji.
यो वाहं च गिरिशश्च विभु स्वयं च स्थिति उद्भव प्रलय हेतवात्ममूलम् भित्वा त्रिपाद्विवृधा एक उरुप्ररोहस्तस्मै नमो भगवते भुवनध्रुमाय. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Sudha Mataji, you can read the
you know.
translation.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Okay.
Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Your Lordship is the prime root of the tree of the planetary systems. This tree has grown by first penetrating the material nature in three trunks as me, Shiva, and you, the Almighty, for creation, maintenance, and dissolution. And we three have grown with many branches. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you, the tree of the cosmic manifestation. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone would like to read purport? Radhika Mataji or
Jai Mataji.
yeah.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The cosmic manifestation is grossly divided into three worlds, the upper, lower, and middle planetary systems, and then it broadens into the cosmos of 14 planetary systems, with the manifestation of Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme root. Material nature, which appears to be the cause of cosmic manifestation, is only the agent or energy of the Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10. मयाध्यक्षेण
Prakriti
प्रक्रियते च
Charachara.
Chauracham. Only under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord does material nature appear to be the cause of all creations, maintenance, and dissolutions. The Lord expands himself into three, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, for maintenance, creation, and destruction respectively. Of the three principal agents controlling the three modes of material nature, Vishnu is the Almighty. Even though he is within material nature for the purpose of maintenance, he is not controlled by the laws of material nature. The other two, Brahma and Shiva, although almost as great powerful as Vishnu, are within the control of the material energy of Supreme Lord. The conception of many gods controlling the many departments of material nature is all conceived of by the foolish. Is ill conceived of by the foolish pantheist. God is one without a second, and he is the primal cause of all causes. As there are many departmental heads of governmental affairs, so there are many heads of management of the universal affairs. Shall I continue, Mataji?
If anyone else want to read, Prashanti Mataji raised hand.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Due to poor fund of knowledge, the impersonalist does not believe in the personal management of things as they are. But in this verse, it is clearly explained that everything is personal and nothing is impersonal. We have already discussed this point in the introduction, and it is confirmed here in this verse. The tree of the material manifestation is described in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita as an Ashwatha tree whose root is upward. We have actual experience of such a tree when we see the shadow of a tree on the bank of the reservoir of water. The reflection of the tree on the water appears to hang down from its upward roots. The tree of creation described here is only a shadow of the reality, which is Parabrahman, Vishnu. In the internal potency manifested in the Vaikuntha Lokas, the actual tree exists, and the tree reflected in the material nature is only the shadow of this actual tree. The impersonalist theory that Brahman is void of all variegatedness is false, because the shadow tree described in Bhagavad Gita cannot exist without being the reflection of a real tree. The real tree is situated in the external existence of spiritual nature, full of transcendental varieties, and Lord Vishnu is the root of that tree also. The root is the same, the Lord, both for the real tree and the false, but the false tree is only the perverted reflection of the real tree. The Lord, being the real tree, is here offered obeisances by Brahma on his own behalf and also on behalf of Lord Shiva. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So here, Lord Brahma is paying obeisances, offering, mentioning to Krishna that, that he is himself, there are, Lord expands himself into three, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, for maintenance, creation, and destruction. And of these three principal agents, the controlling agents, three modes of material nature, Vishnu is the Almighty. Even though he is there in this material nature, for the purpose of maintaining, he is not controlled by the laws of material nature. like that. So he is declaring is that you are the prime root of the tree, that Urtva Moolam Adashakam Ashwattam Prayuravayam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastvam Vedasa Vedavit. So that, you know, the root of the tree is there, and then the material world is only perverted reflection. So the roots, you see the roots are upside and the tree is down, like that. Yeah. So the prime root of the tree, cosmic manifestation, that is Bhuvana Drumaya, is mentioned in this purport, is that it has got three trunks. That tree has got three trunks, and that three trunks, each trunk represents, you know, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, like that, and they are expanding into multiple trunks to add various agents of the Lord to look after different departments, like how Prabhupada is mentioned in the purport, that where is this, you know, just like a government head of just like many department heads of government affairs, there are many heads of management of the universal affairs, like that. So this tree is expanding into different branches, multiple branches, because the Lord is directing each and every one to do their role, like that. But Lord expanding himself into three, Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, for maintenance, creation, and destruction, respectively. So people who don't have understanding of this, you know, poor fund of knowledge is there, then they are impersonalists. Their conception of, you know, many gods controlling many departments of this material nature is ill-conceived. Means they are not understanding that a Lord is, you know, prime cause of all causes. They don't accept that. This material world is perfected reflection, we know, as to the spiritual world, and spiritual world has got everything. There is so much of variegatedness in spiritual world, lots of variety. Material world has some deficiencies, but has, you know, spiritual world has got variegatedness. Material world also has, in a different sense. We do also have. So Mayava, this impersonalist, they say absolute truth is impersonal. Then material world is false. Brahma Satyam Jagat Mityam or Jagan Mityam, right? But material world, is it false? With the example of the, you know, upside down tree or the shadow of the tree, or, you know, what with the purport what we read, it's not false, right?
No, Mataji.
Yes,
What
Mataji.
is it? Is false?
No.
No, Mataji, it is for
No,
true,
Mataji.
not false.
Yeah. So is it true?
It is true that it is not false.
Illusion, Mataji.
Yeah, but it is only temporary. That's it, what we have to understand. It's only temporary. It's not false. It's temporary reflection of the spiritual world. And it's maintained for how many yugas of Brahma? 1,000 yuga cycles of Brahma. Brahma's one day is 1,000 yuga cycles. So one day of Brahma, everything is happening, right? Brahma wakes up every day, creates the universe, and then, you know, daily morning he offers this prayer to Vishnu to empower him, to allow him create this universe. He did every other day, he was doing it, and every day, like how we do, you know, Guru Ashtakam prayers, every day we pray and, you know, glorify spiritual master, and take the, you know, we need those blessings so that we go ahead with our day in a right mood and attitude in our spiritual sadhana. Brahma also does this. Paying obeisances means he wanting to take this, you know, mercy of the Lord so that he will not make mistakes. Because earlier with the creation, he had some kind of hiccups, right? There's always a creation, dissolution is happening. So Brahma creates different things. He has a shadow body. From his shadow, he creates 5 types of ignorances. You remember that? Moha, Mahamaya, Mahamoha, Tamasa, Andhatamasa, Andhatamishra, like this, yeah? So these living entities had to be covered by different illusionary energies, and we should not identify ourselves with the body. So Brahma created all that initially, and then he also created various children from the, you know, some children they are like, you know, totally behaving like demons. They got agitated, they ran after Brahma, and then Brahma asked for, you know, help from Vishnu. Then he said, you discard this body, change to a new body. So that kind of facility we don't get. But yeah, Brahma, you know, he got a new body discarded, and then at twilight, appeared, and then demons were attracted for that beautiful woman, and then they're running after her. So sometimes, the Brahma's creation is happening, but results are somewhat going in a different direction. That's why he's praying to the Lord. He can create so that he can create properly. Initially, Brahma had issues like that. Yeah. So Vishnu is a primary creator. What goes inside all the planets, and Brahma is creating the living entities who are already, he's praying. You are the root and the tree of this cosmic manifestation. Shiva is the destroyer. And then you are a Karnodakshaya Vishnu, Mahavishnu. The Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is lying in each and every universe. And then as a Sirodakshaya Vishnu, you are there in everyone's heart as Paramatma feature, like that. And we, Brahma and Shiva, we are assisting Lord Vishnu. They assisted, Lord in when Lord descended in this Kali Yuga also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So extended their leelas like that, becoming their Mahaprabhu's associates like that. So Brahma is praying to that Lord, where earlier he had some difficulties. So now please, accept my prayers. And he is confessing that you are the prime root of this tree of cosmic manifestation, and you are expanding into multiple branches, and we are only there to, work under your guidance, like that. He's humbly praying, offering his obeisances to Lord Vishnu. Yeah, we'll go to the next one. Who wants to recite this?
May I recite, Mataji?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. लोको विकर्मनिरत कुशले प्रमतः कर्मणि अयं त्वमुदिते भवत् अर्चने स्वे यस्तावदस्य बलवानिह जीविताशां सद्यश्चिनते अनिमिषाय नमोऽस्तु तस्मै. Hare Krishna.
Anyone wants to read the translation?
Radhika Mataji or
Radhika Mataji?
Karpagavalli Mataji, you can read the translation, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. People in general all engage in foolish acts, not in the really beneficial activities initiated directly by you for their guidance. As long as their tendency for foolish work remains powerful, all their plans in the struggle for existence will be cut to pieces. I therefore offer my obeisances unto him who acts as an eternal time.
Anyone wants to read the purport?
Radhika
Shall I
Mataji?
continue? Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yeah, continue, Mataji, continue.
Purport. People in general are all engaged in senseless work. They are systematically unmindful of the real beneficial work, which is the devotional service of the Lord, technically called the Archana regulations. The Archana regulations are directly instructed by the Lord in the Narada Pancharatra, and are followed by the intelligent men who follow well that the highest perfectional goal of life is to reach Lord Vishnu, who is the root of the tree called the cosmic manifestation. Also in the Bhagavatam and in Bhagavad Gita, such regulative activities are clearly mentioned. Foolish peoples do not know that their self-interest is in realization of Vishnu. Bhagavatam 7.5.32 says, Matirna Krishne va mito bipade vratanam adanti gobir
Visatam tamishram punashcharvita charvananam
nate vidu swatta gatim hi vishnum turasaya bali artamanya anta edandi upantayama manas tantrayam
urudhami bhattaha
Naishamyamata Prava Guru Kramagrim Smrtati Anartapi Pagoma Yat Artaha Mahiya Sampada Parajo Vishekam Nishkin Kananam Navartayava. Person
Varnitaya. Nishkinchana na varnitaya vathya. Carry on, Mataji.
Persons who are determined to totally rot in false material happiness cannot become Krishna minded either by instructions from teachers, by self realization, or by parliamentary discussions. They are dragged by the unbridled senses into the darkest region of ignorance, and thus they madly engage in what called chewing the chewed. Because of their foolish activities, they are unaware of the ultimate goal of human life.
Someone else can read. Sindhu Mataji can read.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Pranams, Mataji.
Pranams. Yeah. Because of their foolish activities.
Translation purport by Divine Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because of their foolish activities, they are unaware that the ultimate goal of human life is to achieve Vishnu, the Lord of the cosmic manifestation, and so their struggle for existence is in the wrong direction of material civilization, which is under the external energy. They are led by similar foolish persons, just as one blind man is led by another blind man, and both fall in the ditch. Such foolish men cannot be attracted towards the activities of the Supreme Powerful, who is actually the neutralizing measure for their foolish activities, unless and until they have the good sense to be guided by the great souls who are completely free from material attachment. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord asks everyone to give up all other occupational duties and absolutely engage in archana activities or in pleasing the Lord. That almost no one is attracted to such archana activities. Everyone is more or less attracted by activities which are conditions of rebellion against the Supreme Lord. The systems of jnana and yoga are also indirectly rebellious acts against the Lord. There is no auspicious activity except archana of the Lord. Jnana and yoga are sometimes accepted within the purview of archana when the ultimate aim is Vishnu and not otherwise. The conclusion is that only the devotees of the Lord are bona fide human beings eligible for salvation. Others are vainly struggling for existence without any actual benefit. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We'll read the next verse also and then discuss. Anyone wants to recite this one? Anyone?
Radhika Mataji.
Anyone who has not done?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yasmad bibemaham api dviparartadishnyam adyashita sakala loka namaskritam yat tepe tapo bahu savo varurut samanas tasmai namo bhagavate adimakhaya tubhyam. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Maumita Mataji, want to read the translation?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandvat Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Your Lordship, I offer my respectful obeisances into you, who are indefatigable time and the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Although I am situated in an abode which will continue to exist for a time duration of 2 paradhyas, although I am the leader of all other planets in the universe, and although I have undergone many years of penance for self-realization, still I offer my respects unto you. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Anita Mataji, you want to read the purport?
Yeah, Mataji. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Brahma is the greatest personality in the universe because he has the longest duration of life. He is the most respectable personality because of his penance, influence, prestige, etc. And still, he has to offer his respectful obeisances unto the Lord. Therefore, it is incumbent upon all others who are far, far below the standard of Brahma to do as he did and offer respects as matter of duty.
Yeah. So what Brahma is doing is that he's explaining trying to make us understand that the tendency of these foolish people, what is happening to them, the tendency of foolish people not doing those activities not beneficial, and then they're doing those activities for remains they are powerful in people, like foolish people, they are remaining powerful, and then all their plans are there, and they are all their plans in the struggle for this existence is happening, but all these plans will be, changed. It won't work according to their plan. Will be cut into pieces means at one point or the other, we all have to accept Lord's plan. We can't go with our own plan. So Brahma is again, reminding that and offering his obeisances that when the eternal time, Kala, comes, then that's when, you as a time factor, trying to devour everything, destroy everything. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also. So here, he is offering his obeisances early in the morning, how when he is trying to create, and he is remembering all that. See, these conditioned souls, nature of these conditioned souls in this material existence is, he is revealing how our, futility of our lives and our efforts are going in vain, like that. We are under the influence of Maya's potency, and we are trying to find happiness in this world, where we know, all of us know where death is certain. So unfortunately, we conditioned souls are wasting our time in doing our mundane activities. We are busy with creating something, maintaining something, temporarily getting attached to the objects which we created, maintain in this world, and thinking that life is successful. But human life is not meant for... Can you all hear me, Matajis? You all hear me, Matajis?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
I thought my net got disconnected. I got a message. Sorry about that. So, but yeah, human life is not meant for this. We all know that. We know what is it meant for. Is it meant for sense gratification?
No, Mataji.
It's not meant for that. It's meant for some kind of tapasya we have to do. Huh? What is that, Mataji?
Servitorship to the Lord. We have to be the servant
so,
of the Lord.
Yeah. And the first thing, that's 2 syllables, which what Lord Vishnu gave to Brahma is what is reminding here. Human life is not meant for sense gratification. Because sense gratification, what happens with that sense gratification continues, all our plans will be cut into pieces. And that with the axe of the Lord's, it's Lord, time factor, feature of the Lord coming as an axe. And that axe will cut our plans into pieces. So then we should not endeavor to do sense gratification. We should focus on doing tapasya. Just like, tapa, what Lord Brahma heard, going into the stem of this lotus flower, and then he couldn't figure out, and then later on the lotus, he got instructions by the Lord in his heart. So that's when Brahma was sitting on the lotus flower and he has no understanding what to do. And then Lord revealed to him that 2 syllables tapa. So like that, he has done that and did it, and he knows now our life is not meant for sense gratification or trying to find permanent situation in this material world. We have to exactly do the same thing how Lord did for 100 celestial years, but we can't do 100 celestial years, at least few years in our life, which is very short. We have to do that. So we know we are sure to die, but we take it for granted. This will not happen to us like that, we think. But in due course of time, that Kala Shakti of the Lord will, show a real feature of the time, and then we will be devoured like that. As Krishna declared in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, 32 verse, he said, Kalosmim lokakshaya krit pravardo. He says that, time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds. I have come to destroy all of you, except the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides will be gone, like that. So Brahmaji is offering obeisances to Krishna, who is acting as his eternal time. And then he is helping us to cut our illusion, which is, not good for us to be like that. And we hear, all the time we hear in the scriptures, but still we don't believe it. And, example, we have Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Yamaraj once, in the form of Yaksha, he come and ask, what's the most wonderful, astonishing thing within all of this world? I think you may know the answer, right? Anybody knows the answer? What Yaksha asked Yudhishthira Maharaj?
That you're going to die, and you will be preparing for something, Mataji.
Yeah, most astonishing thing in this world, when he asked, Yudhishthira Maharaj explained that everyone sees death around, which is inevitable. We can't escape it.
Inevitable.
They think that let me enjoy, it will not happen to me. Like that. So that's the attitude of all of us. So Srila Prabhupada actually, yeah, anybody is willing to say something? So Srila Prabhupada actually compared this kind of mentality to a foolish goat. He compared it to a foolish goat. The big scholars, industrialists are there, scientists, politicians, everyone endeavoring to be like that foolish goat. That goat business is what? A goat is got to about slaughterhouse, and then, before the head is severed, then goat is being given a very lush green, good quality grass to eat. They're all lined up one after the other, and they are tending to eat this grass, which has been looking lucrative in front of them. But they're not understanding every step they are going forward. They are approaching the death, actually, coming close, and their head will be severed. But they are focusing on the grass only. Like that we hear from Shrimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, right? Ayura harati vaipumsam uddhanastam chayannasu. Like that. But the rising and setting of the sun, our lifespan decreases, right? So every one of us utilize the time in discussing Krishna Katha to please the Lord. Then, we will not be attached like that goat. Goat is not able to leave the line. How? Why? It is good, if just in case if you happen to be in a feast, we are in a line. If you see someone, we can't leave the line and go. That is good, attachment to prasadam. Yeah. But attachment to these worldly material things, not good. So goat is like, not leaving because we are all in this, lined up with our plans. We are not interested to understand this the spiritual path for our progress in this human form of life. And then we are attached to that. That's why we are not able to leave. Just like the goat is not able to leave the line because of, that lucrative grass is in front of it, attached to it, not leaving. So foolish people, everyone, this entire civilization, we are all like that. So only, Krishna comes again and again. It takes various incarnations, millennium after millennium, he comes, gives the scriptures, gives us understanding of the subject matter. He sends the representatives of the Lord for us to, take the knowledge so that he will cut the knot of our ignorance. We read, right? With the samsara dhavanali daloka, we recite every day, right? The Guru will come with the torchlight of knowledge and he'll shed our ignorance, and then so we still want to enjoy this material world like that. How the goat is waiting in the slaughterhouse like that. But eternal time will come and cut us into pieces, force us to die. And we don't have any choice. We have to leave with our baggage. That baggage, which is not like how we take in the flight. It is very limited baggage, but it goes in a subtle way with us. Yeah, like that. So we have an opportunity to get out of this simply by, taking the, what is that peace formula, which is given to Brahma. What is it? We have to take it to our heart, how Brahma has taken it. What is it? The 2-letter word, 2-syllable word. Tapasya. So we have to do, this particular, our human form of life is meant for tapasya, not for sense gratification. And then we can do it in, Krishna declared in, Shrimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 13, he said, Atapumbir Vijashreshta Varnashrama Vivagasaha Swanustitaha Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. He says, best among all of us, he concluded that highest perfection one can achieve is discharge our duties, prescribed duties, one's own occupation we should do according to your varna, ashrama, caste, everything in whatever social order we are. But the main thing is keep Krishna in the center and do the activities to please Krishna. By pleasing Krishna, we'll be away from death, because death is there only to the body, not to the soul, which we read in Bhagavad Gita, right? So as long as we are in the bodily platform, we will, keep on anchoring for sense gratification more and more like that. We'll forget the real goal of our life. Sense enjoyment take away Krishna away from us. Just like, simply Maya throwing away so many things, alluring things on us, just like that cheap grass or whatever grass is sent to the goat to enjoy. If we don't perform tapasya, don't establish our relationship with which we have lost, due to our forgetfulness or independently enjoy, lording over material nature, or become the owner, proprietor, controller, everything, not keeping Krishna in the center, then that's a problem. So devotional service is given to us. Keep the Krishna in the center. Whatever activities we do, like at home, keep Krishna in focused like that. So whatever Krishna has sanctioned, we will scantify by offering it to Krishna. Whether you are cooking, think about Krishna. Hear some Krishna katha or some kirtan. Purify your consciousness. When you're going to buy something in the market, okay, think about, you're going to offer this to Krishna, get the best quality. Don't think about yourself, you're buying or you're feeding to your family. Think about doing it to Krishna first, then you are giving the remnants to the family. So everything purifies like that. Each and every activity you can purify like that. So that's what Prabhupada has given us the recommended simple living, high thinking. So whatever you do, simply you think about Krishna, it's high thinking like that. So Lord, as long as you think Lord is the order supplier, and if he is not giving us what we want, you ignore him, and then you think you are doing too much of seva to the Lord, or involved in the spiritual path and missing out so much in material life. If you think like that, then human form of life is not completely understood. It's meant for self-realization. Yeah, keeping Krishna, and you have to do yukta vairagya, means use everything in the service of the Lord. So utilizing your energy, time, words, in whichever way you can, how much ever you can, according to your capability. There's no hard and fast rule. This is what Krishna instructed Arjuna, that you don't need, when Arjuna wanted to renounce his family duties as a military man, relatives, kingdom, everything, go to forest. Krishna said, you don't need to do all this. Krishna instructed to perform all prescribed duties, fight only as an instrument, leave the results. In this way, you can focus on Krishna like that. He said, Man mana bhavamat bhakto. What did he say in that verse? He said, engage your mind always thinking of me. Become my devotee, offer obeisances to me, worship me. By completely observed like that in me, you will surely come to me. So like that, we know so many pastime, like Dhruva Maharaj also, is taking instructions from his mother. He wanted to go and get a greater kingdom than his great grandfather. Then when Lord Vishnu showered mercy, he understood that he is actually looking for broken pieces of glasses, which he is not interested in. Then later, with the Lord's instruction, he ruled the kingdom for 36,000 years. And then all the children of the kingdom became great kings and Raja Rishis like that. But after few generations, we see there is a king Prachina Bharashit. He is like having from big family background, good family, opulences is there, power is there. He learned so much, everything. But there is forgetfulness is there. He's performing religious activities, but is performing only to maintain his material acquisitions. Is not realizing the truth because he's not detached from these illusions, is attached to all that. He was caught up with so many material entanglements. Is performing those material activities, though he has a study of scriptures, but nothing was revealed to him, because though he is coming from good heritage. Dhruva Maharaj is coming from lineage of coming right from Brahma, then Swayambhu, Manu, Uttanapada, and Dhruva Maharaj, and then after few, generations is Prachina Bharishat is there. He's got a good background of his family, but he could not understood the purpose of life. Yeah, so that's what the quote is given in the purport about what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. One has to perform abhishek of his body with the dust of the lotus feet of a devotee, a Vaishnava. Otherwise, as long as you are not, engaged in this material world with the attitude of sense gratification, you are doing the truth like that. So you have to detach from these kind of things. So you have to understand that absolute truth is there, knowledge about the absolute truth. Detach from that, which is not aiming to get this absolute truth, worldly affairs, and then have unalloyed devotion to the Lord. Engage positively all your senses in a humble mood, surrender and serve. Like that. And Kunti Maharani says also in Kunti Maharani prayers that Janmaishwarya Sruta Shribir Edamanamita Pumam. Naivarhati Abhidatum Vai Tvamakinchana Gocharam. He says, Lord is easily be approached by only those who are materially exhausted. Someone who is having this, improve their situation by their respectable parentage or great opulence, high education, beauty. This will not take us to, without sincere feelings, all these are not qualifications to understand Lord. Only our mood should be Trinadapi Sunichena. Like that. So Narada Muni later instructed Prachina Barishat. He became an expert preacher. He preached him, to change his heart. He taught a story to him in an allegorical way. It comes in the next chapter, cantos, not now, the canto, like that. So allegorical story was being given as a Puranjana. And, he explained about, how this Puranjana is completely engrossed in with the opulent kingdom, queen and wonderful children. And gradually, its king was into illusion and engaged in all those activities which is harming himself and others also. Is conquering land and that is favorable to his senses and then sense objects like that, and death will come and take out this miserable life. Then he realized, oh my God, this is what you are telling about me. And then he got convinced, but Narada Muni is telling truth. So unless you get the mercy of a pure Vaishnava or take a dust of the lotus feet of the pure Vaishnava, so you cannot get away from this mentality of sense gratification. So you have to keep Krishna in the center, take the association of the Vaishnavas, serve them, and then whatever happiness you derive, you share with others. Then others also, get. So association of the devotees, hearing Krishna Katha, chanting Mahamantra, eating only Krishna Prasad, serving the devotees, engaging your senses in Krishna service. These are all important. So Brahma was praying to us to understand that, what is it telling? People in general all engage in foolish acts, not in the really beneficial activities enunciated directly by you for their guidance. As long as their tendency for foolish work remains powerful, all their plans in the struggle for existence will be cut into pieces. So this is what Brahma is saying, is paying obeisances to the Lord. And he knows Lord will come as eternal time and destroy and devour everything. So we need to understand that, taking shelter of the Lord and the representatives of the Lord in the parampara and then serving them nicely. That is, what is it called here in this verse? Naisham matis tavad urukramagrihim, where we said Abhishekam, Mahisham Padarajo Abhishekam. So it's important that, we have to worship the Lord in the parampara, and then the devotees has not to be neglected. They has to be, like that. Unless they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnava, who is completely free from material contamination. So persons who are inclined towards materialistic life cannot be attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. Like that, we see if some sannyasi comes, we rush to do some seva and touch their feet and take their dust, right? But it has to be done every day. Yeah, so only by becoming Krishna consciousness, taking the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, you can be freed from this contamination. That is what Brahma is giving us the message and offering obeisances to the Lord. So more should be like that. I took some extra time. I'm so sorry. If there is any question or comment or concerns, please, happy to hear or try to answer if I can know something.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very powerful message of Shrimad Bhagavatam. Any question? Any comments? Devotees?
Hare Krishna, wonderful class, Mataji, for guiding us. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Whatever I try to hear from various, sources, I just try to imbibe what I heard and try to share. That is what Brahma is telling, whatever you enjoy in Krishna consciousness, share with others. That's it. So then, it will benefit to everybody. And if you give, this is what Lokahitam. Samsiddhi Haritoshna means that only. Like what you are happy with, share that happiness with everybody. Then, Krishna is in everyone's heart. He sees that. And then he will increase the happiness within you and everyone else also. That's it.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. And you made it very simple for us to understand. Very wonderful class, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so many messages from these verses. It's just Brahma praying obeisances is there, but why he's, paying those obeisances? It's for our, cause. And like that, when we have this Garbhodana Samskara, right? When we even give birth to children, we pray in that mood. Give to the nice children where we can give them to Krishna conscious life and deliver them. So Brahma, before creating, he's also, meditating like this. He wants to, make sure all his children are connected to Krishna. So it's like that. The obeisances is not just mechanically going and paying dandavats. Not like that. He mean it. He mean it. Wholeheartedly is doing that. Because he had some experiences, right, about he created what some difficulties. So he's trying to make sure that prayers and then receiving the blessings, things will be, with Krishna mercy, things will happen. So full surrendering is showing us like that.
Okay. So shall we end the session, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
No questions will end. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya cha krupa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam.
Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Shall I end the session, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.